Hello and welcome. My name is Kevin. This is Dude for Bruce. We're here in Crusader Kings 3 once more with you all for another time lapse. This suggestion comes from Tornillo from the Discord. Shatter the world into baronies by using the every barony is a county mod, and we have done so. A couple things here. We got literally every barony into a county, so there's a ton more counties out there. The other thing we have going on is every domain limit has been increased to 10,000, so people have a higher likely chance to control more land just because there is more land control. And yeah, so let's get to predictions. First and foremost, there's a lot of differences in this one where there's going to be a lot more land, so development's going to be kind of strange. Government's also going to be kind of strange just because there's a lot of cities and theocracies littering the land. So when one of these tribal lands, we'll see who will be the most, who will have the most supremacy government-wise. I think the Catholics will have the most prolific religion, but I think we will also see some random, like Coptic, maybe apostate, and maybe some other faiths make a run for it. Some Zoroastrianism maybe becomes pretty popular. I can see things getting weird. Powerful nation will either come from Iberia, or last time it was out of India. So let's say either Iberia or India will have the most powerful nation. And with that, I think we shall see what happens in this time lapse. Already here, we're 701 years into the future, and things are a little more consolidated. You've seen lands that you don't traditionally see in power. Ireland taking over Scotland. We have Jorviken, a kingdom. Galicia, almost only all of Iberia. We have the Hayastan kingdom taking over empire, I guess, actually. So let's go down and make our progressions. Is that Austria? It's the Kingdom of Austria. It's not the Empire. Okay. All right. Let's go down our progression, see what happens. All right. So, as you can see, religion-wise, we have an interesting situation. We have Catholicism in the lead, Ashuri second, but Ibadism really taking over lands that you wouldn't see happening, as well as a Jewish faith. I don't think we've ever seen any sort of Jewish faith in the top 5, and then Zoroastrianism being still out here for whatever reason in the far east. I'm not sure why that happened. Probably maybe the Mongols got tricked into following it, but things happening in different ways. Let's then skip right to culture, see if any gross culture has been. Yeah, it's all gross. Because every barony is its own thing, own county. The likelihood of cultures splitting off, making their own thing is much higher. Like France is a hotbed of different cultures. Gaillot, Britain, Fontaine. Yeah, just very interesting. Same with Germany. Lots of a hotbed of culture transition. Kingdom map modes, see if any crazy kingdom stuff has happened. Galicia taking over most of Iberia. Is that conflict actually come to an end? No, of course not. Never would that happen. France being split into not 2 kingdoms, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you count that, 6 kingdoms. England has pretty much been almost ousted completely. Same with the Scandinavia, there's some extra kingdoms there. Germany is split up into more kingdoms, just more kingdoms than they know what to do with themselves. As for empires, looks like, some empires have been gaining some have been losing stuff. Westphalia, Poland, Baltic Empire, Brittany is all about the same. Orleans has become an empire. East Francia was its own empire, but Germany is not, interestingly enough. Let's go to government type, just because I want to see how big the split is. So a lot of those republics stayed independent, which makes sense. Same with the theocracies. Seems like a lot of those came true. There's actually a republic nation down here, surprisingly enough. So looks like republics can survive on their own, only when it comes to every barony a county, which is pretty wild to say. As for the rest of the land, it looks like everybody went, for the most part, feudal. Just a feudal, some clan here and there. Obviously, that's based on religion and all that, but even some clan over here. What's going on? Why are you guys clanning up? Just cause maybe, because there was Mozarabians, maybe? I don't know. Interesting. Okay, let's go and see development. We got a sneak peek earlier. Let's see it again. Even after 700 years, there's still a lot of purple. Development's pretty key for long-term success, so I'm unsure why the AI is still unable to focus in on that. Let's look at country languages. This one's a wash. There's just too much going on. Everybody has a little bit of everything. Armenian, Greek, Iberian, some French, some other French. Oh my God. I think for the first time ever, we have an empire in Africa being the most powerful. With 161k troops, this dynasty has lived very long and been very prosperous, but still not all the dynastic things are come through. Mali in first place, but 2 African nations taking the top spots. Interesting that that's come about that way. Usually you wouldn't see such powerhouses, maybe due to the fact that their primary lands have just been super developed, or just been able to have cohesion. What is their faith? bodyism. Maybe just having clan down here early on made them be able to be powerful enough to take over all their neighbors and stuff like that. All right, so what have we learned from this little time lapse? When you give this much land to the AI, they're going to either really abuse it or really not. It seems like everybody has, I'm surprised, not tapped out and used a lot of it. It seems like 35 seems to be the most land, 46 actually, that somebody's going to use. For whatever reason, they're just not likely to hold on to that much land, maybe just because they know they can't use it that well. But it looks like everybody's making a decent grip of cash because of having them larger dominion. So with more dominion means more cash, which means more larger empires and kingdoms. But even still, Europe just can't keep their shit together. I think that's really what the takeaway is. Time and time again, you see these mega states form in Africa, India, Middle East a little bit, not as much this time, but for whatever reason, France, Germany, I feel like consistently are not able to make a cohesive system. And I'm not sure if that's because Catholicism reigns supreme, and it just is hard to have a strong nation come out of there unless there's an immortal or 100 stat person or just really good all-around characters taking control. The AI is just prone to falling to disillusion or just rebellion in general. I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and have a good rest of your day. Ciao!